Welcome back to Fast RC Buddy. My name is Ryan. This week's episode, we're going to talk about RC price hikes, new products, and of course, we'll cover the hottest sales in RC, so stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Alright, so first news of today is going to be price hikes, and in particular, we're going to talk about Arrma RC, and pretty much what we're seeing is an increase of about $10 to $50, depending on the model, of price hikes across the board. And we can all attribute this probably to the tariffs that are rising, and it is what it is. Prices are going up, but just want to make you guys aware of it because I'm seeing it on the RC price tracker graphs. And so we'll take a look at some of the models. So like the Gorgon, we're seeing a $10 price hike from 180 to 190. We're seeing price hikes with the Arrma Fireteam, which is a whopping $50 price hike. And then some of your other favorite models like the Mojave, the Fury, all of those are seeing price hikes as well. But long story short, I think this is the norm for now, guys. This is just what we're going to see while, escalating trade tensions, regardless of what side you're on. The fact of the matter is prices are going up, and it's actually not the first price hike. There was an initial price hike at the beginning of the year that we saw with Arrma vehicles, in particular, like the one behind me here, the Arrma Gorgon. That thing, when I paid for it, like at the end of last year, I paid $140, and then it bumped up to, I think it was like 170, and then it creeped up to 180, and now it's 190 for that blue one behind me. So it's just the reality that we live in, and I think it just goes to emphasize how, maybe it's not important, but why we should keep an eye on RC prices, and why I created the RC price tracker dashboard. I know I talk your guys' ear off about it, but this is exactly why I made it. And now we're starting to see those price hikes. And so what I'll continue to do for you guys as a channel is to monitor these prices. You can always check out my dashboard at fastrc.net. And then as I come on for RC Weekly, I'll make sure I make you guys aware of all the sales that I can find and try to get you the best price that I can. So that's all I got for price hikes. It's just sweeping across the board right now for Arrma. I haven't seen the other models yet, like anything from Traxxas. We've seen some price hikes from Team Associated, maybe. I gotta go back and take a look, but right now it's just a lot of Arrma stuff. And then I know, like with the Axial Helimon, when they released that, there was an initial price bump right after it released. So it seems like a lot of Horizon products right now we're seeing bump up in prices. Hopefully, maybe as trade tensions start to simmer down over the course of the year, we might see some prices come back down. And if they do come back down, I'll be the first one to get you guys aware of that. So let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. All right, so first new product we need to talk about for this week is from J Concepts. We have two new bodies for the Mini LMT, and both being Ford Raptor bodies. It's a 2010 and a 2020 body, but it's just nice to see that we got some new options now for the Mini LMT. So if you got one of those vehicles, which I wish I had one, but I don't, you now got a couple new options from J Concepts. Next new product that we're going to talk about is from Rlaarlo, which is a 1/7 JK-07 vehicle. So if you're looking to do some RC overlanding, this thing has you covered at $749.99. Looks like a pretty crazy rig. Like the videos I was watching of this thing, I've never seen like a RC come out of the box like with this many scale accessories on it. I mean, literally like a camping, like a shade cover. That's crazy. Pretty interesting. I don't know, I'm not too familiar with this brand, but I have seen them over the last year or two put out a lot more stuff. And I'll tell you, I mean, this vehicle is pretty interesting to me. And I had no idea that RC overlanding was a thing. I guess it just shows you I need to get more in touch with the scale RC side of things. But they got a new release, and then there's also a teaser that came out from the same brand, Rlaarlo. They looks like they got a rally car that they're teasing of coming out, 1/12 XTS P12. Interesting rally cars. I am into rally cars, so like my Slash Intimidator is kind of like half Traxxas rally car, and so I think that is a little bit interesting and definitely be something I'll be on the lookout. All right, so let's save some cash. So for this week, we got some sales that we need to report from Arrma, Element RC, and a little bit from Traxxas. So let's start with Arrma. So I just talked about RC price hikes a few minutes ago, and while all the prices are going up, the prices on the Granite and the Typhon Mega 665 vehicles are still $259.99, but it does look like on A-Main the prices are going to go up by $10 to $269.99. So, but for right now they're still $259.99. So you'll see these on the RC price tracker as like a 3 to 4% discount. So if you have your eye on that vehicle, I know it comes out, I believe it actually releases tomorrow. Might be a good chance to pick this up and save yourself $10 before the price hikes up to $270. So that's the first thing I'll talk about. Next one I'm going to talk about is we have a couple of things from Element RC. So the first sale from Element RC is the Zool. It is on sale for 37% off. at the price of $249.99 right now on A-Main Hobbies. It does look like it's back ordered, but man, what a price cut. So like right after I put out episode 3 of last week, like the next, I think it was like the next day or two, that price cut on the Zools got crazy down to $250 and like immediately went back ordered. The other vehicle from Element is going to be the Night Runner, which is on sale for, looks like 20% off. $299.99. That's been on sale for quite a while, but if you're looking at getting one of those two Element RCs, I definitely urge you to take a look. And then the last one that I'm going to talk about here is Traxxas. So most of their sales are gone, but they still have on sale this week for like the 4th week running the TRX4 High Trail Sports, which are still on sale. You can get those $299.99. Those are still on sale for $50. So if you're looking to get into a high trail and you want a sport edition, you can get that for $300, which is nice. So that about does it for the high sales that I'm going to highlight. If you are interested, you can check out the current sales page on the RC Price Tracker dashboard at fastrc.net. You can get a comprehensive list of all the sales at A-Main Hobbies and Horizon Hobbies on RC kits and RTRs. And so, like I said, definitely urge you to take a look. It's pretty comprehensive. Like, you go in there, you're going to see all the price differences and the percentages, and some of them are crazy, like the electric drag race car or electric drag car kit that I've been talking about for the last month, still on there, 43% off, along with a lot of other team associated and Kyosho models that are on sale. So like I said, go ahead and take a look. Now let's go ahead and go to the scratch and dent section. Alright, so welcome to the scratch and dent section of this video, and so we have a pretty short list this week. There's only 5 cars that are actually on the scratch and dent from A-Main Hobbies, but I want to talk about one thing real quick, so don't click away. Basically what I'm seeing now that this is like the 4th, 5th week that I've been tracking scratch and dent and prices, what I'm seeing is from A-Main Hobbies is that these scratch and dent vehicles, every week the price gets dropped around, a couple percentage points, could be anywhere from $5 to $10 per model. So some of these models I've seen compared to last week are actually starting to fall in price, which is interesting to me. So first up, we'll talk about the Red Cat Volcano EPX. That was a scratch and dent last week, and it was a little bit higher price, now has dropped to $152.99. We also got a Team Associated RC10 2025 Metallic Edition. That was on sale last week, I think for like $259 or $359. Now it's $342. So price going down on that guy also. Actually, I think it's less. I think it was $350. Now it's $342. And then we have a TRX4 Trail Crawler Edition 1979 Bronco clipless. That was not on the scratch and dent last week. That was a different TRX4 that sold. So this is, for this model, this is the first week that it's on scratch and dent. So take a look at that. It's at $459.99. Then we have a Lozi Baja Ray 2.0 for $514.99. That was on scratch and dent last week, and it was a little bit higher. It was actually 3% higher than it is now. So that's gone down almost 3%. And then we got a new one here, Red Cat Piranha TR10. That is on sale for $107.99. Scratch and dent. So if you're looking at any of these models, might be a good chance to pick some of these up, especially some of these more expensive ones like the Baja Ray and the TRX4 seem like pretty decent deals. And then, like I said, every week they go down in price, so it's kind of like a game of chicken. Like if you can kind of wait and maybe it'll go down in price, or maybe somebody will snap it up, who knows. But I hope you got something out of that, so let's go ahead and get the final thoughts. All right, so I normally don't do final thoughts on this video, but I'm going to do final thoughts for this particular episode. Like I talked about with the RC price increase is at the beginning of this video. I think it's just something that we're going to see for quite a while, unfortunately. Like I said, I'm going to keep track of price models. Like I keep track of all the big ones: Arrma, Traxxas, Team Associated, Element, Lozi, Kyosho. And any price changes that come down the pipe, you're for sure going to hear about it from me. And like I said, if you want to keep track of those yourself, you can always check my dashboard at fastrc.net. I update that every Monday, but with the way prices have been changing and kind of like the flash sales that I've been seeing, I'll probably move to updating that at least 2 or 3 times a week. So urge you guys to go take a look at it. We're starting to see some really interesting price history now that I've been doing this for over a month. And what's going to be really interesting is when we get to the end of the year and we get past like our spring sales or summer sales, and we get to like Black Friday and then holiday sales. I'm going to be really interested to see where pricing goes for RC, because obviously it's been trending up and to the right But I am curious to see what kind of sales come out and just how much of a dent they put into these prices and whether any good like buying windows open up for us. So if you're interested in that, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, for number one, I appreciate you. Number two, if you're interested in pricing or you're interested in keeping track of RC updates like the way that I'm doing it, I would definitely urge you to go ahead and like, subscribe. I would appreciate it, and I will see you on the next episode.